the breaches are being closed. Go ahead.
It says that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
That's why when you go to the history of the North American Indians, you see them wearing fringes, border blue. You see the tribe of Reuben wearing a turban. You see the garments that they wear, and the garments are similar to the Hebrew garments of the Middle East, of the people of the Hebrew Israelites of the Middle East. You see the other tribes, the other so-called Latin tribes, their customs are similar to the customs of the people of the Middle East, of the Israelites. So that proves that's further proof that they have to be the Israelites. And when Columbus came over here and he encountered them, he had Hebrew translators. How did he know that they spoke Hebrew? That's right.
It says, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth.
Right, it says, namely a year and a half. Now, I did some research on Christopher Columbus. I put in how long did it take Christopher Columbus to come over here to the New World, to the Americas. Some historians say it took him about 30 days. Others say it took anywhere from 30 days to 2 months. Some say that it took 90 days, or about 90 days, which 90 days seemed to make sense, but they said that you had storms. So he did. I think he made 3 voyages, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, you had a clear passage to go to the Americas, and then maybe another voyage to America, because after him dying, you had this guy Amerigo Vespucius that went over, and other navigators that went back and forth from Europe, Spain, Italy, and all of Europe to the Americas. So some ships took maybe a month and a half, some took 3 months. So now they're coming from Europe. Pull up a map, brother. Pull up a map. So I want to see it myself. Just pull up the world map. Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the map, and you can see from Europe. Good, speak.
Right. So, so basically that's just some history on how the tribes came over to this side of the world. Because the bottom line is, it don't take no year and a half to get from Assyria to Africa, like these other clowns will have you believe.
Okay, like right here. Okay, you got Europe over here. Spain is right around here. Then they set sail from Europe to the Americas. Now they said that they came by way of South America and moved northbound. Now, when you go to the 10 tribes, right over here in Assyria, and they had to go through the Euphrates. They had to go through the Great Ocean, which this is the Indian Ocean. Then they went into the Atlantic, and the Atlantic represents the east coast of the Americas. So that makes sense. If it took 3 months for Christopher Columbus to come to the so-called New World,
that was from Spain.
Excuse me?
That was from Spain, right?
That was a direct shot right to the Americas. But they say in history books that he landed in the southern islands, Dominica and so forth, Hispaniola, and then he moved up. But going back to going back to the 10 tribes, it makes sense that it took maybe a year and a half. All right?
Yeah. Hey, because by the time of Christopher Columbus was what, like 1500, 1500s, the ships that they had were a lot better technology.
That's right.
You know, the boats that they had back then, you know, didn't navigate as fast as the boats that came in later in history.
And if I may add, they had to sail around the Horn of Africa.
Exactly. That's why I pointed that out.
Yep,
That's why I pointed that out. Yep.
Which is known for storms.
Yeah, but the Most High said he cleared the storms.
Yeah.
He cleared
But that proves that they had to go. You know,
yep, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Because the Horn is, that's known in history. If you go into that history, that there's a lot of storms, rough seas.
Right.
But the Most High held back those storms. All right. So go ahead.
Right. It says, then dwelt back in 2 Esdras 13 and 46. Then, I read 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now,
yeah, that's Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Because Levi, there were no Levites that went on that journey with the northern kingdom, because Jeroboam had pushed them out, and they had went back to, because what you got to understand about Levi didn't have their own inheritance. That's why they lived in the suburbs among all the tribes. They were mingled among all the tribes. So when that split came, Jeroboam had kicked them out, and they went back with they all got with the kingdom of Judah. So that was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So now Jeroboam set up priests, but he took the different tribes. He had Gad, some of Gad became priests or holy men. Among the different other tribes, they became holy men. They became priests. They took the part of the priests, the priesthood rather. So that's history right there. Now, what I wanted to go into is that word Esdras. Now, read that again.
Okay. This is back verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth.
Yeah, for that country. What country? The new country. You got Patak talking about they went through the country. Read it again.
It says, for through that country there was a great way to go.
Right. What country is it talking about? It's talking about America. To get to that country. It was a long way to go. Read it again.
It says, for through that country there was a great way to go.
Yeah, so they didn't go on the land, they went on the sea. And even scholars know that. But anyway, the place, what was the place? The place?
Arsareth.
Now I'm going to show you something. Brothers say, well, that's a Latin word meaning that, and this means this. Give me the book of Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter, and start from the 24th verse. Osiris is two Hebrew words that when you put together, when you read it in the Apocrypha, it sounds like one word, but it's two Hebrew words. Go ahead, read.
What is it? Deuteronomy 29?
29, 20.